Today we're going to talk about the birds and the bees.
Just kidding. We're not actually talking about birds.
We're just talking about the bees.
Yeah, we're actually just going to be talking about the bees today. So, do you want to start with how we went and picked them up?
Okay, so I came home from work last week. I think it was on Monday. Yeah, last week on Monday, I came home from work and Tiff's all like, suit up, we're going to go get her bees. So I got in my bee suit and drove all the way over to, where we pick them up?
Auburn.
Carter's Honeybees. They were holding a box of bees for us, and we got there, I was all suited up, she wasn't.
They were laughing at him.
They were laughing at me. I was all prepped though. I mean, if I'm dealing with, bees, I don't want to get stung, so I got prepared.
We did do a live stream. It was very chaotic. Things weren't really going the way they were supposed to, connection-wise and volume-wise and all that jazz. But it was a very fun, funny live stream. Jameson got us lost in our hometown. And all while the bees were in the back of the Chevy. But we finally got home, and then it was time to put them away.
Hey everybody, we're back home. If you saw the live video, you'll notice I'm still in my bee suit. I've been wearing it for almost 2 hours. What we got here is a jar with a lid on it, of course, but it's no ordinary jar with a lid on it. It's got a whole bunch of holes right here that we pounded in with a screw and a hammer. We're gonna put some water, which is like a 50-50, like a solution of just water and sugar, all dissolved. We're going to put the water in there. This says it doesn't have any sugar in it, just for testing purposes. And we're going to flip it upside down to feed the bees. With a bunch of holes in it, you think all the water's going to come out, right? Wrong! Vacuum. It's fine if just a little bit of a drip.
I don't think it's supposed to be dripping that much.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
It's time to set them up. So, we originally had our bees kind of over in that corner. Where you can see that fence that was lined up, we had the bee box behind that fence, and it was very muddy, so it was just a chore trying to set that up and be perfectionist.
I'm sorry. And I told you guys actually on a previous video that fence is actually there because I'm trying to grow grass seed, so it's not actually there for the bees. But that area is super muddy right now, and so it wasn't a good time trying to set them up there. But we did it anyway, and we got them all situated. What do we got? Guys, we got bees. We're getting ready to put them in their new beehive. This little stand is, it's pretty homely looking. I'll redo it eventually. I'll make it look really cool. But right now, it's what we got. Okay, so apparently this is the big exit for them. But when you first put them in, you want to use the little one. So that one right there. Because apparently when you very first put them in, they're vulnerable. So you want them to have a smaller exit so predators can't get in there full force. That's what I learned.
That's what she learned. We got the bee box out, and this box has thousands, if not, thousands of bees in there. And there was a layer of dead bees at the bottom. That's normal.
Not a whole lot, actually. We thought there was a whole bunch of dead bees in there, and it turns out that most of them were just clumped together for what I'm assuming is warmth, or I don't know. I don't exactly know, but most of them actually came out after a couple of days. It did take them a couple of days.
It did.
But they did come out. But there was some dead bees at the bottom for sure.
There was. So we set everything up, and we got some double-sided tape, and oh, this is funny. We had to, we got the tab off the bee box, right? And we put that aside.
What's under the tab again?
What's under the tab?
The sugar water can?
The sugar water can. And then you're supposed to use a tool to pry that up. So we were told that the queen is in like a little separate compartment, like a deluxe suite inside of the box, and we have to pry this lid open here. So that's what we're gonna do.
Goodness sake. Guy on YouTube had a lot easier of a time. No, don't come out, don't come out.
Okay. They like me. At that point, we had the can out and we had it open, so we had to cover it back up with a tab. At this point, Tiff figured that she should probably put on her bee suit. She wasn't wearing it. She was initially, but then she took it off to film.
For anybody wondering, I was trying to like have the camera set up at the same time I have my hair down, and the suit that I have like kept pushing my hair forward, and I couldn't see anything, so I momentarily took my bee suit off.
So. But then
she
went to go put it back on.
Yeah, I went to put it back on when we were actually getting ready to like dump the bees, and
so
there were some bees in there.
There were some bees in there. I guess between getting the box open and her taking it off, some bees had gotten into the suit.
And I was calm.
She was.
I was very
initially
calm because the type of honeybees that we got, they're called Italian honeybees, and they're known to be quite docile. So I wasn't extremely worried about it.
In the process of pulling the can out,
yes,
we lost the queen.
She dropped
in the bee box. Her queen suite dropped into the box. It was connected to a little black tab that they keep, so you don't let that happen.
Yeah, don't. Now the queen is like, ooh, wait, where'd the? Oh no, Jameson.
What? Do we need to put the can back?
We lost that little tab.
Tab?
Did the queen fall?
Oh, where'd it go?
I don't know where she is.
Wait, is that little tab had the queen on it?
Yeah.
Oh God. Hey, I think I see her. Ah! That's freaky.
You know what? We're gonna have to just dump them.
That's creepy. Oh, I think I found it.
You did?
Yeah.
Good. Well, this is not... We've made a mistake.
So we found the queen. It fell into the into the bee box. So
we accidentally let the queen fall.
So bees are going. But you know what? We heard that when bees are in the hive, they put out pheromones that attract stray bees back into the box.
Yeah. We should be fine. We got her.
So right now, what we need to do is
release that cork.
Release that cork.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
So look at this, guys. This right here, that white is the queen's candy. I guess my queen is in here, but this candy right here is what they need to eat through in order to get to her, because we don't want her to be released right away. So we have to get this cork out, and then over the course of a couple of days the bees will eat through the candy and be able to release the queen slowly.
A queen is never late. Everyone else is simply early.
So, update, there is a bee in Tiffany's suit. There's a bee on her nose.
Oh my god, this is fun.
So yeah, like dipping your hand into a box full of bees. How should I describe that? It's like putting your hand inside a bunch of vibrating marshmallows. So now what we're trying to do is we're going to try to tape the Queen's luxury suite box into one of the frames here.
Show them that. There's a bee climbing on my cheek.
Oh, get out of here.
No, it's okay.
Take it out.
It's okay. I'm fine. So there's the queen, guys. We put her kind of centrally. Oh my gosh, they're coming on. One of them started crawling into my ear hole. And when that happened, I think it was just like instinct, but I like touched my ear really fast.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
Tiffany got stung in the ear. Or do you need to get inside, like take a breather?
I got stung really bad in the ear.
Yeah, she did.
And oh my gosh, it hurt so bad. And so I had to leave for a little bit. Jameson was taking care of some stuff. I had to leave for a little bit and it was so painful. I was so done for the night.
She eventually came back out and we just proceeded. She was wearing her suit, I believe. And I had realized when she had went in to take care of the sting that I had a bee in my suit. These things are real small. So after she went toward the house to go take care of her wound, I noticed that there was a bee climbing around on my mask inside. Like I looked at it, I'm like, Oh my gosh, is it outside or inside? And I saw it was like its butt was facing me, so it's inside. These things have zippers, right? And you gotta zip them tight, and you gotta make sure they can't get in, especially for this next part.
We learned many lessons that
Yes,
night.
I mean, you're supposed to when you're first starting out.
Yeah.
So Tiff came back out. I had gotten the bee out of my suit and gotten myself secure. She got herself secure. And it was time for the fun part, getting the bees out of the box.
The dumping.
The dumping. So it's been described as a rite of passage. So I was very happy to take that on. So I grabbed the box, slammed it down to wake the bees up or to get them to
slam it. You
just kind of, I call it slamming. Slam the bees down. And then flip it over and like sort of dump it in like you know, side to side motion to get all those bees out.
Get.
There's so many of them.
Well, they know that the queen is in there. Hopefully.
Yes, they were swarming the queen. Okay. That's a lot of them. We'll just put this right here so they can get back in. We want to make sure they're tight together, otherwise they won't comb correctly.
Put that on.
All right. Bees are secured.
And then we need the sugar water.
So this is what we were talking about earlier. Now if you can see it. This jar has a bunch of like a sugar water concentration. I feel like the water's thicker with all that sugar in there. If it does, it'll get the combs wet and they'll feed off of it.
Oh, is it?
It is. All right, we're gonna keep that box empty for now, and we're gonna keep that sugar water there. And we're supposed to just let that sit, check on it every 3 days or so. So we put all the frames back in, put them tightly together so they can start, you know, combing. And once we'd assembled that, we put another piece of the frame on top, and then on top of that, we had put some sugar water in a jar, poked holes in the lid, tips it upside down so they can come feed, right? And after that, we just put it back on.
Yep.
And then a day later, I come home and Tiff wants to move the bee box.
Sorry.
She feels like there would be a better place for it. So now, you can probably see it. Yeah, that green box right in the corner, a little bit to the left of our Ronin is chilling right there. But that's where it is currently.
It's better over there anyway.
I mean, it is better over there.
It's got more space around it and not so much traffic over here. Over here, like, I wasn't afraid of it being so close to my rabbits, but like I personally did not want to be that close to the bees every single time I went to feed the rabbits.
Right.
We're gonna go ahead and move the bees because I think we have a better location for them. Right there. So we're gonna move them. Jameson's going to move them.
So, we move the bees. I don't want to disassemble. I just pick up the entire box. I don't know if you got that on camera.
I did. You've got the whole bee box. How could this go wrong?
I got some bees. It's none of your business. Where I'm going over there. 30 feet.
Yeah, it's like 30, 50 feet, something like that.
About 90
Aria.
meters.
Arya, you cannot get stung again. That's another thing that happened, guys. Arya got stung yesterday.
So we picked up the entire bee box and moved it. She had made a base and some stands, and it looks really good. The color goes with the theme.
We're actually gonna redo the stand.
We're gonna redo the stands.
Well, okay, so the stand that we have is fine, but I saw this really cool thing, and we have leftover 4x4s like from our old fence being torn down. So we're actually gonna make like a really nice looking stand that I can like weed eat under and stuff. Because right now we can't, but it's gonna look really good. I just haven't really gotten on that. We're not moving the location, we're just kind of we're just amping up our stand. And then apparently, guys, when you move bees, you're supposed to like, you're supposed to put a branch in front of them so they like reorientate themselves. They're supposed to see like a difference or something so they know that they're in a different place. So guys, quick hack here. We got a cookie cooling rack. So now the bees can like come out of their little hole there and drink the sugar water. I think that was a good solution.
That's a very good solution. We opened up the hive and
Which day are you on?
I am on the second day.
Disclaimer, we realized that you were not supposed to check on the queen until 3 to 4 days later, but we were concerned.
I had a hunch.
Yeah.
I had a hunch about something and we were right.
Yeah, she fell.
She fell. The queen's box had fallen into the hive, so it was still, you're supposed to keep the box horizontally, not vertically, but horizontally. They like it helps them to eat through the candy instead of eating downward or upward. It's
Plus,
like
they
it's a little
say
difficult.
that video said that if there's any like dead attendants in the queen suite with her, that they can actually block the candy and prevent the bees from chewing through. So
we didn't want that. Luckily, the queen had not landed vertically but horizontally, but we still wanted to keep her secure. So we pulled that out and we got some different tape, which I thought would work. It was just one-sided tape. It was duct tape. I figured one, and I taped it over the top of the frame so I could tell which frame that the queen was in. We waited till Friday. I opened up the hive to find that the bees were now combing.
yeah, that was exciting.
And the queen was out. So we took out some of the frames and saw the queen. She was marked with a white dot. So now her name is Dot. I'm just concerned that when the time comes that a new queen shows up, that we won't be able to spot it.
Yeah, we're learning. It's really hard to tell like the workers from the queen, from the drone, from all these different, like it's really hard. So like I've been like on Facebook looking at like I Spy the queen like pictures like,
just to train your eye.
and I get it wrong every single time, so that's a little bit concerning.
But the queens are bigger than the worker bees.
They're usually bigger, and I've seen them be a little bit darker too, or like a different kind of like
Gotta tell you
color,
though,
sort of.
gotta tell you though, when she's up against all the other bees, I just see bees.
Yeah, I do
just
too.
see bees.
So it's gonna take a while to actually understand how to tell her apart.
Right.
But I think we will get, I mean, it's one of those things where like at first you're like so confused, but I feel like a year or two from now we'll be like pros at it. Maybe, if we keep it up. If like we actually like this hobby and keep it up. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching today's video. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Next video. Bye guys.